lovely people, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe. The day that I'm posting this is Valentine's Day, which is my favorite day of the year. I've always been a really big fan of Valentine's Day. Even when I didn't have my own Valentine, it was still my jam. I love making like handmade cards and chocolate covered strawberries and
the balloons and the flowers and the candy and everything. I just love it.
I love love. Honestly, that's what it is. I just love love. Because Valentine's Day has always been one of my favorites, I actually had my wedding around Valentine's Day. So I figured what better video to film than to film a Q&A.
With my darling, lovely, amazing, handsome, intelligent, super duper awesome man of a husband. He's hilarious. He's awesome. He's great.
The one, the only, Dion Savage! So today we are going to be filming a Q&A. I posted on my Instagram story and asked you guys to ask me a couple questions. He has not seen the questions yet, so this should be interesting. So let's see how this goes.
Let's do it.
So the first question is, when did you meet each other?
We met in 2016.
Do you know the day?
Absolutely, but you don't, because I'm always the one that remembers, so don't even try that. So let's hear it.
April 20, was it the 24th or 26th?
It was the 25th.
Oh.
Shameful. Oh my gosh.
Was it really?
Yes. You're terrible.
The second question, we're coming in hot.
Okay, let's do it.
What was it that made you fall in love with him, and what made you fall in love with her? Juicy. I would say that the thing that made me fall in love with him is there was just like an instant connection that I couldn't help but give into. It was like I just instantly saw him and knew that I loved him. I never really believed in love at first sight or anything of the sort, but I would say that how I felt when I saw him was the closest thing to love at first sight, which is so gross to say. So cheesy.
That was the Holy Ghost thumping on your spirit. What made me fall in love with her? Well, off top, she was just actually funny, which is rare. I mean, I don't even think a lot of people are funny. Well, actually, Twitter revealed to me that a lot of people in the world are actually funny. But she was really funny, and I had not come across that, and that helped a lot. But also, we just vibe, man. You just kind of, it's as very cliche to say, but when you know, you know. And I knew for sure. Yeah, we just vibed. We got along. We had a lot of similar tastes. And more importantly, we had a lot of similar values, which really lined up.
Okay, so this question is actually the perfect follow-up question. Who said I love you first, and how did it happen?
She said it first.
No, I didn't.
She had said it a few times before I was even considering it.
No.
That's how I remember it, at least. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. I mean, unless you feel as though something else occurred.
That is not how I remember it going down at all. I remember it was after our 5th date. We were just hanging out, watching a movie, and all of a sudden he got really weird, and he was like, "My chest hurts," and I was like,
Love hurts, guys.
I was like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, I know it's super early, but like, I have to say it. I just have to get it out. I love you. You don't have to say it back, but I just have to say it. And I was a little bit panicked because I thought he was hyperventilating, but turns out he was just confessing his love to me.
I like my version better.
The next question is also another question about love. What do you love the most about each other? I would say that the thing that I love most about Dion is the way that he can like command a room. I just really love watching the way that whenever he's interacting with people, he just has such a bold personality and he's so just magnetic. And I think that's the number one thing I love about you.
I'll take it. The thing that I love about her the most is the fact that she just has a heart for people. She's the most empathetic person on the face of the planet Earth. Like, she'll cry if she sees a snail in pain. Like,
I'm a very sensitive girl. This question, we actually got pretty much the same question multiple times, just worded differently. And it says, how do you guys settle a dispute/misunderstanding? Honestly, you're going to hear this throughout your whole entire life, is that communication is key. And it just takes having those difficult conversations, even in times where it's uncomfortable and it can be really annoying. I think it's important to remember that sometimes that person needs space before they can have that conversation with you. And so just understanding how your partner kind of processes things. So are they the type of person who needs a second to themselves before they accidentally say something they don't mean? Or is it someone who needs to talk right then and there and is able to hold a conversation that's not going to be harmful? That would be my best advice.
and I would say one of the best things that you can do for conflict resolution is to just always leave room for the possibility that it's a misunderstanding. Like, I'm super big on exact wording, and so that gets me in trouble sometimes because I'm like,
but you said this.
but in actuality, you know, you gotta leave room for the fact that it might just be a simple misunderstanding between the two of you, and just acknowledge that that's a possibility. It doesn't have to be that anyone's wrong every time.
What resources have strengthened your marriage? The Bible. Besides that, I would say we did premarital counseling, and that was super beneficial. And we still keep in contact with the couple who did our premarital counseling. It's just nice to have those people who just hold you accountable. So that's been super helpful. Another thing that's been super helpful is the book His Needs, Her Needs. I will link that down below for you guys. It's just a really good book that explains the basics of like his needs and her needs. It's exactly what the title makes it sound like, but it is definitely a really good book. So Bible, His Needs, Her Needs, premarital counseling, boom.
And honestly, just like she had touched on, we are still familiar with the couple that did our premarital counseling, but also a lot of other couples that we've seen successful marriages from, right? Any area in life in which you want to be successful, you're going to look at people who did it before you and who were able to be great at it, whether that's sports or industry or even relationships. And so that was one of the things that we've done. Also, knowing your partner's love language is so incredibly important.
That's true.
Oh my gosh. Important.
And I'll leave the quiz down below so you guys can figure out what your own love language is and what your partner's love language is. And hopefully that's super helpful for you. This question is, how did you guys decide what stuff to keep/throw away when combining into one space? Honestly, we didn't have that much, so we just kind of combined it all.
Realistically, that's what happened for us. But honestly, in this situation, one person is going to have to defer. For us, it was me. I don't really care about interior design. I don't care that much about, you know, what rug and what pictures are up. And so that's an interest of hers. So obviously, I'm fine with my stuff going or staying if she likes it.
It's a beautiful life. Would you ever do vlogs together?
Yes, but...
Vlogs, but making that corny.
Exactly.
You know, like we don't want to be like a cheesy couples vlog.
As soon as you say couples vlog, there's a certain cheesiness that already comes with it, you know. So you gotta work really hard not to make it cheesy.
Yeah. Once we figure out the algorithm on how to not make it cheesy, we got you. All right, now the question that everybody's been waiting for, I'm sure. When are we gonna have babies?
Tomorrow! Well, I'm ready right now. So.
Well, I'm a maid of honor in a wedding in October, so we'll chit chat after that. To be continued. This question is my favorite question, and that is, what is a competitive activity that Dion cannot beat you at? Foosball!
Freaking hate it. Whatever.
He can't beat me at foosball. Like the actual foosball table, I'm a beast
I
at
don't
that.
know what it is. Her wrist can turn all the way around like an owl neck.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's not fair. I hate it.
But me and Dion are pretty competitive. I've always tried to hide my competitive side, but he's really brought it out of me, which has been both very frustrating, but also very rewarding because I have won a lot of things since being with him.
And it has also, for me, been very frustrating, but very rewarding.
It's rewarding if we're on the same team. Frustrating if we're on the other team. So, Team Sabbath for life. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys had an awesome Valentine's Day. Wherever you are, whoever you're with, I hope you felt loved today. And before you go, make sure to
Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
toodles!